practicing detachment was actually one of the most fun and economical things that I've started doing for myself. It's brought me so much more joy and harmony than I could have imagined. It's such an intelligent mindset if practiced correctly, and it might just be the key to turning your entire life around and living a completely different quality of life. And it's a very high form of enlightenment, actually, detachment, and it puts the power in your hands. It turns around the energy that you are giving, the limited amount of energy that you're given as a human, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and it shifts that power from the external environment, which you've put the energy out to, and it does nothing for you there, and it brings it back to the internal environment where you actually have the ability and the tools to transform that energy into a useful format, into things that move you and transform you into your highest self. And detachment is not the same as indifference. A detached person and an indifferent person might look the same to the untrained eye, because there's an understanding that detachment is being unbothered, being stoic is being unbothered, and yes, they look the same in the first glance, but the indifferent person is unbothered, not because they practice acceptance and they focus their energy where they can actually make use of it, but because they don't feel. They avoid feeling. They have a fear of pain and they're attached to that fear. They've gone through a pain too big for them at a time that made them shut down feeling altogether in order to protect themselves. But it actually puts them on the benches of life. They don't actually live. Whereas a detached person lives life to the fullest without wasting their energy on resistance. It's really different. If you understand detachment correctly, and there's so much text and there's so many different things said about detachment, I'm just sharing the formula that I have come up with, which simplifies it for me and puts the power back in my hands, and I have a sense of control over my energy. And that is understanding your playground, understanding the area of your control. Detachment is nothing but acceptance for what you can't control, and having awareness of what you can control and focusing your energy on that. For me, detachment, understanding detachment requires you to understand the stoic circle of control really well. It's a visual that explains to you the different layers of control that every person has in their life. Within the core of this visual is the circle or the area of your direct control, things that you have direct control of, such as your thoughts and your actions. And it's a small selection, which is actually a blessing, which means that you have so little to focus on, and therefore this is a very liberating thing. And then you go on the middle layer of this visual, which is the area of your influence, the stuff that you can't directly control, but you can have influence over, such as your emotions and your physiology. So for example, you can control your thoughts and your actions, but you can't directly control your emotions. But by changing your thoughts and action, you can influence your emotions. Right? So understanding the difference between these layers. And then the final layer is everything else, which is everything that's not in your control. Other people, their thoughts, their actions, their emotions, everything else that happens in nature, the nature of the world. Understanding these different levels of control, there's such a sigh of relief. Such a sigh of relief. because an intelligent person realizes that there's nothing that they can do but accept everything that is in those outer layers. And the only alternative to that is resistance. And resistance is a lose-lose scenario. You are expending energy where you are getting no return at all. No return at all. It's kind of like giving money and not actually getting something in return for it. Waste of energy. You take that energy that you put into resistance and you come and focus it on the small playground that you have of your thoughts and your actions, and you are actually creating. Resistance is not creation, because no amount of resistance and rejection can cause the things that are outside of your control to change or shift to your liking. The only place that you can shift energy and you can be an alchemist is in that small inner circle of your control. Once you understand that, you understand the simple formula, which is accept everything, let everything come in, accept the things that are in those outer circles, those things that are not directly under your control. Then take all the energy, the limited amount of energy that you have every day, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and focus that in the game of your own game, your game of life, and consistently create from the space. Consistently creating in alignment with your highest vision is going to create ripple effects that will cause outcomes to align positively for you. And this is the only formula, which makes life actually very simple and enjoyable. You practice this simple formula and you will unlock energy that you did not know you have. And you will be actually creating as opposed to sitting on the benches of life.